competition. Well, not really competition. Pledge tag. We have pledged to do 100. We are 3 down. We have a little bit of time up our sleeve to get them all done. There is some crazy movie playing in the background. My bad, I haven't turned it off yet. But soon enough, I will do some other video postings and make sure people can see what's going on. I will show the 3 I've completed so you guys can see. So we have a...
I knew my coworker was planning to steal my business idea, so I made sure.
We have a missile drone that belongs to a broadside. We also have 2 of them, 2 missile drones that go with the Riptides 1 and 2. So there we go, we've got 3 out of our pledge of 100. And that is what it is. We're going to work on a few more. I've got a few guys here at the moment. I've got a Tyranid here. We've got a Veteran Vanguard, the Beastman. We've got an Orc currently. He's got his backpack glued on, and we've got a Ghoul. And then in the background, I have started on one of the Stormcast Eternals, and there's a couple of Silver Helms here that have also been worked on. But yeah, we look at working our way through, I should say, to having the miniatures started, fixed, worked on, working our way up to that lucky number 100, because that is what I've pledged to do, and it shall be entertaining to say the least. So I'm just quickly going to do the armor panels, or the armor panels, the wood on the Stormhelm's shield. I'll actually put the glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. But yeah, guys, feel free to have a chat. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's been happening. I'm going to work my way around getting as much of these done as I can. Because it's what I need to do in order to get my 100 done before May the 9th, which is, look, it's, to be honest, it's a fair way away. Well, it feels like a fair way away. I'm going to go with, it's a lot closer than it is further away. So I will slowly go around and get the wood paneling done on this shield for the Stormhelm, and then with Silver Helms, we'll be able to continue these guys, and that will be that. As you can see there, we've got the shield paneling done on this guy, and the wood colour that I'm using is Wormwood from Citadel. It's actually what I was hoping, the colour I was hoping was going to come out at, which is a bit of a bonus. But yeah, let us know what's going on. As I said, we are working our way towards that crazy pledge I made where I decided that I would do pledge to paint 100 minis. I have done 3. I definitely know I have more drones, which I do have to fish out, because I'm pretty sure I actually primed a lot of them. And if that's the case, look, well, it's possibly semi-cheating to just paint a shitload of drones. It allows me to get my pledge done. But yeah, I'm going to work on these guys. Aim of the game is to complete a few. As you can see on the table there, which you can still see, I mean, there's a few there that are like half done, 3/4 done. Because I'm working on a multitude at once, it's actually going to allow me to quickly get through a few models to enable me to paint as many as possible and get me closer to having that number completed, which, you know, is the goal. Is the goal. Two silver helm shields worked on. Means I can close off from what I was using that for, because I don't need it. And actually, no, I do. I want it for the wood for the bow of the orc that we have here. And the arrows, we can use it for the shaft of the arrows as well, which will help with completing that section. Means I can just go and find a color to do the so excuse the quietness. Sometimes I just tend to zone out slightly and focus on what I'm doing unintentionally. I actually have Adam Sandler's That's My Boy playing in the background. It's all in the lounge room. I was watching it before I decided I was going to stream, and technically I actually forgot to turn it off, so. Alright, and the paneling done there on his bow and arrow. Makes things look a little better. What do we got here? We've got the beast guy, who doesn't have any wood on him, although I could technically paint a few bits and pieces on that, but we'll go with the leather instead, which is fine because we've got plenty of those. Leather colours in the background, but yeah. Which we have, nope. Snakebite leather. Let's get into that. I'm going to use the snakebite leather on that. So yeah, we just cruise through this. Models of the month, well, they are basically models of the month that have been primed, built together. Haven't actually had been painted before. They were sitting in basically in storage while I was deciding on what I was doing with them all. But then I was with this challenge starting for the paint as many miniatures as you can. I thought, why not? Let's rip into it. Hello, how you doing? Thanks for dropping by. We are, as I said, slowly going through and painting a bunch of miniatures of the month. to enable me to finish off a challenge that I'm doing, which everyone has access to really anyway, with the million miniatures that Games Workshop is trying to run. Having some great amount of luck at the moment. Too much water on my brush. We can get back in and get this sorted. So yeah. Painting this orc now, which he has a few straps and whatnot on his back. We'll work our way around and slowly but surely going around, getting this done. It's probably, as I said, I'm painting with a camera on a different angle just to give me the ability to be able to paint what I'm looking at on my side, which somehow accidentally got a lot of paint in different spots. I've made a massive blue on where the green went, so there's really terrible looking browny leather colour now, but given the fact that there's a lot of straps and shit, some other bits and pieces can be painted around once I've done all this painting. But yeah, so yeah, we're just working through the Million Miniature Pledge. It's been going well. If you've got a chance to pledge to paint Million Miniatures, let us know. If you didn't, that's okay. Oh, that is all right. Everyone is different, but if you did, that's cool. Let us know how you're going, how well it's going for you. I got to play a game yesterday with one of the other crew members of Redblurr Gaming, who finally had some free time. Kind of sucks to be him though, because given that I had been doing a lot of prep for playing a possible tournament in April, which I haven't booked in yet, only because maybe some issues with that in terms of being a bit time off and whatnot. So, and my time possibly being needed elsewhere. But yeah. So yeah, we're plugging away at this Million Miniatures, which is the plan. Get it all painted and sorted out. And then you guys will be able to tell me how you're going with your challenges if you did it. If you decided to do the Million Miniature Challenge, let us know. If not, that's okay. As I said, aim of the game tonight is to honestly actually get as many of these to a point where they're almost done. As I said, there's a few of these guys are. Well, the orc that I'm currently working on actually has to have some touch-ups done to him in terms of his backpack broke off that houses his arrows, which is over back here. Taken out a bloody just here. His backpack broke off, so that's got to be fixed. Then we've got to get into painting up some of the leather on this beastman. So we'll get into that. Which might actually help call him done shortly, actually, to be honest. I do know there's a couple of bits and pieces that have got to be painted. A couple of bits of silver bits I've got to do. Some figuring out of what colour I'm going to make his horns, given that I made, you know, a section of him red to make it a little bit different, give him a bit of a red beard vibe going on. So he's got red hair. But yeah, so we're just getting this stuff painted in and done, because really we're trying to work our way towards that lot of miniatures. And yeah, so yes, as I was saying, I played a game. Hey, how you doing? Can I see you? No, I can't see you. Oh, I can see you chatting. I was nice. It's good to know. You can see that you're chatting. I was just focused on painting of my miniatures, and I am running two different screens at the moment. So the chat is on one, so I can view it while the other is staring at my hobby desk / miniatures, which is okay. I'm about to put down the guy that I've been painting, which you'll be able to see. Then there's a bit of change to him. There you go. Hello, welcome. Thank you for dropping by. I hope you guys girls are having some having good time, enjoying what you're doing. I appreciate the pop in and say g'day. It's good. Just going around, and as I said, touching up a few bits and pieces here and there, adding in some colours to try and break up the plaid colours I have on particular things. Hope everyone's doing well. But yeah, we're getting along, doing some of this stuff. I will possibly paint some more of these bits and pieces in different colours. But yeah, really just working my way through painting these guys up so that I have, you know, I'm getting through my pledge. I pledged, make a big, massive pledge, which was probably a little crazy. Pledged to paint 100 minis. As I said, I'm 3 completed minis down. So that at least, you know, gets me to 97. 97 to go, and the aim is to get through a few more of these suckers that I'm painting at the moment, because that'll help get me a little bit closer again. But yeah, as I said, I got to play a game yesterday with one of the boys from the Redblurr Gaming crew, which was good. It was not good for him, as I was giving him a slight bit of a touch-up due to the fact I have been playing a fair bit lately in prep for tournament stuff, because I changed from retaliation cadre over to, prototype cadre to experimental prototype cadre to retaliation cadre, to give me the ability to deep strike, 6 inches with Farsight, really making the most of his abilities. It also makes a big amount of using the detachment abilities, where if you're within a certain amount of room, so if you're within 12 inches, you +1 strength to your weapons. If you're within 9 inches, you get +1 AP as well. So, you know, when you've got strength 9 weapons, turn them into strength 10, and taking your AP, say, from 2 to 3 or 3 to 4, like, really makes a big difference, because when you shoot at stuff, especially if you can shoot at something, i.e. with what you want to do with those guns is shoot at tanks, or something that's hasn't been attacked yet, the full rerolls, you really can do a lot of damage, which does work out in your favour, kind of, per se. So there's the snakebite leather. I want to use Argos Drones or Skeleton Horde. Skeleton Horde comes out lighter. I'm going to start working on these Amazons too. I'm going to go with... Where is the Draco Flesh? I want Gilman Fresh, I think. What do I want? No, it's too bright. I saw that test used the other day. Gilman Flesh. And we'll start painting these buggers so that I probably can use a thicker brush, to be honest, which is probably the one I was using before. And we'll get in and we'll start on our Amazons. So yeah, so I've got, as I said, there's at least 30 miniatures primed, 3 officially painted and finished, and then from there we can go through and work on the next few bits and pieces. As I said, I've got plenty of drones, which are a miniature, which, according to the friendly Warhammer store clerk, drones count as miniatures. So even though technically they're a token, you can get away with actually painting the suckers as part of the 100 miniature pledge, which I will be doing, taking full advantage of that ability to then have, well, it gives me the ability to paint all my drones, which I've got a lot of them. I know that I've got more than what's painted. I'm pretty sure he's ready to go primed. And I know that I've done 3 this last weekend, primed, painted, like in one whack, because, you know, I'm a smart cookie. I got it sorted out. Yeah, because I did that, it at least allows for a few bits and pieces to be sorted out. I'm just going to get in here, and I suppose the bonus of painting this done. Boom. These Amazons are a little bit harder to paint than I anticipated. A little bit painful, to be honest. It's a little bit tricky. I've got some flesh on these steel helms' faces and hands, so Maybe I can get in and get some of that done. That wood that I've actually painted now, which looks like it's dried, has come out, what I would say, quite amazingly. I've got too much on the brim of that hut there, accidentally. Suck it off his face there, get off there, thank you. Soak all that up. That's so lovely. I'll get some more. Just got to get it on his hands, a bit on the face. And as we keep working around, we can just start moving from one minute to the next, really, because we're doing a fair few miniatures at once. It actually helps to get it all done real quick. Just enables me to have it all sorted out. I know that you can't really see what I'm doing, but as I said, I'm talking away while I'm here. And yeah, so back to that game I was talking about. Really, really lopsided, to be honest, given the fact that I was playing with an attachment that I'm practicing with. Final scores were, you know, I think it ended up being like 90 to 30 something, which is a bit of a shellacking, if I do say so. Unintentional shellacking. I don't like to, given the fact that the gentleman that I was playing hasn't played in some 15 months due to life really getting in the way, which is what happens with us sometimes. We all know what life's like. Life sometimes likes to get in the way and be a real pain in the backside. So, but yeah, it was, to be honest, probably not a fun day for him, not a fun game for him, although he did tell me he had fun, which is always good to know, even if it was a bit of a shellacking or a bit of a touch up. It's good to know when someone's actually enjoying themselves, even though they're getting absolutely monstered. And I was definitely doing that, and I was being very gentle, to be honest. I was actually trying extremely hard not to really make it any more demoralizing than it needed to be. You know, you don't want to be playing and just getting absolutely smoked. You know, it doesn't make it enjoyable, and that's never the plan. It's never the plan to make anything unenjoyable for whoever you're playing against. I do have to re-glue this idiot's axe, but while we're going, we'll actually get some. I'm gonna get some of this stuff painted, because he is pretty much got no clothes on. Well, his top half anyway, which does make life a little easier, especially when you are painting right now. So I've got a lot of, I forgot how much skin was actually showing on this gentleman that I've just picked up, the cultist. I'm pretty sure is what he is. I'm just going around slowly but surely, just picking up what I can on this guy to get stuff done, so he's pretty much sorted. His axe is a bit bung. I'm going to have to try and glue it, to be honest, probably sooner rather than later, to make it a little bit more easier to paint him, because that axe not being glued is rather tricky to work around. The possibility of really doing damage to it right now is a little frustrating, because I don't want to knock it and break it in half, which I've basically done anyway, because it's cracked right on the hand section of where his common flesh in there. I'll have to go back and glue his axe again, because it's a bit broken. This crazy, I called it a Scutari monster actually the other day when I was writing up about what I was painting, but it isn't. It's another chaos kind of cultist guy. He's got some crazy skin availabilities to be able to paint with this. Which I'm using right now is Gilliman Flash. It does look pretty good, like normal coloured skin when you get to whack it on. You can get in the right spots and whatnot. It's very bit of a helm there. Yeah, we can work our way around. Pistol, back of his head. And the inside of his arm a little bit. But yeah. Look, I scored really well, primary and secondary. I know it's kind of not fair that I was playing who I was playing. I do know that I was very cautious as to how I was playing, because, as I said, the person I played hasn't played in 15 months due to life being in the way. I really wanted him to enjoy it, given it was his first game in a long time, which hopefully was the case. As far as I know from conversations post-game, he was pretty happy with what happened, even if he did struggle a touch. But yeah, I'll put that aside for a second, because I really, painting of those fucking facial textures is just, it's painful. So we're going to get in, and we're actually going to do, I think, something really outrageous. What have I got? Oh, we're going to paint these Stormcast Eternals, one of the most probably outrageous colours I've ever chosen. But look, it is what it is. I think it makes it more fun that I choose crazy colours, because then it gives me a little bit of entertainment in terms of the colour I am using to paint the model. And as you can see, get in and we'll paint all of the cloak itself, you know, all this all the way down. I know there's plenty more room on this for gold, which I will be getting back into. I'm just trying to really have a look and see what comes out of it with these colours. And to be honest, once I go back in with the gold, which will happen, which is going to be a whole nother, as I said, a whole nother kettle of fish. Really the focus is to paint something I'm quite happy with, that is, to be honest, on the verge of outlandish. And we all know that outlandish is good when we are painting miniatures. Pushing the bounds of what you are painting with different colours really enables for, you know, that ability of something new, something different, fancy, as you can see. The bluey green that I've chosen, Croxagore blue. Look, I'm actually thoroughly enjoying the colour that it's imparting on this model. So just need to make sure that I am getting everywhere I can. We'll paint his, well, I was thinking about painting multiple parts gold, but I'm probably going to paint all the way up to his chest, armor. Bless me, bugger. Sorry, guys. Unintentional. I was going to change what I was painting on this model, to be honest, with the way I was going, but I am thoroughly liking how this is come out and about. So, oh shit, got a little bit excited there. A little bit excited there too. Gonna have to do a little bit of cleanup soon. Which is to be honest, fair enough. Some of this model is actually quite hard to paint because of where the paint's got to get into, and look, the only way to do it is to slap paint on at 100 mile an hour and go, right, I got it in there. But yeah, you know, if you're enjoying listening to me talk absolute rubbish, thanks for stopping by. As I was saying, I did very well with secondaries in that game that I played, like extremely well. I think I got most of my secondaries. I'm painting the inside of that cloak too, not just the outside. Let's switch over to a smaller brush. But yeah, as I said, the friend of mine that I was painting, the other one of the boys from the Redblurr Gaming group, hadn't played in 15 months, so, you know, playing myself, who's been, you know, playing a few tournaments here and there, apart from in that window that he's been unable to play, I've played 3 tournaments, so a little bit of a discrepancy in terms of he's getting a bit of a raw deal, to be honest, playing against me. But it was good for him because it really gave him the ability to get A, get a game in, but B, get a game in against me. And while, you know, as I said, it was quite lopsided, which, you know, does suck because it can sometimes make, those lopsided games can sometimes make it really, really unenjoyable or unfair, but he did a good job. You know, he played really well, as best as he could. He knew he made a few mistakes here and there, but we talked through them. And, you know, the thing is that he learnt for next time. And that is exactly what I was trying to do. And he knows it, and I know it. And that's what I really push with the guys that I play with that are mates of mine who don't play as often as I do. I get to play where I play, or the way I play, you know, like in the tournaments that I play in. And so the ability to be able to help them as much as I can is thoroughly important to me, because that allows for, you know, them to really get to, which is what I want, which is my level. And if they're at my level in terms of, you know, their ability to play, then it makes things just that touch more interesting in terms of, you know, the game is better. It's more enjoyable for everyone. They get to enjoy it as well because they haven't just played in this game where it's been shit or they've been flogged. You know, there's a lot of communication happens in our game. You know, a lot of talking about what's happened, what's going on, the way to deal with things, you know, where you should be moving, what you should be doing in terms of enabling you to get, you know, get yourself into a position to be able to score or gain extra points. I'm going to find this goddamn gold. Is that it there? Hoplite, fire, orange. Yeah. Give it a shake. In a minute, I'm probably going to jump off because, to be honest, man's got to go to the lavatory. So I'm just going to do my best to cover up a few spots where I missed. There's a few spots where fingerprints took off for some reason. Gold in a few bits and pieces where it's worn away from my fingers touching it, which is slightly frustrating. And then what we're going to do is attempt, probably going to have to go and find a way to find another gold that's just as good as this straight flat gold, to be able to, instead of drawing on, being able to brush it on so that I don't, so just put a big, there it is, splodge of it on where the green was, which I'm going to get it off now. That was affecting the green per se. That's the only spot where I got it on there that I can see. But yeah, as you can see, changed it up a little bit, something different. But right now, I'm running away, so that's all from me. I will post some more videos shortly. I'll be coming back once I've done what I have to do, which is run away. And I will be filming and then posting those videos for the 100 mini challenge. As I said, there is 3 completed, so I'll tick off my little 3 lines or whatever it is on my book. But yeah, that's all from me. So bye for now, guys. Thanks for watching.